If I asked you to define a school, you would probably say it's a place where a child studies from class 1 to 5 or class 6 to 10. But in Andhra Pradesh, the definition of a school has become a confusing puzzle. Currently, we don't just have primary and high schools, we have a chaotic mix. We have foundational schools, class 1 to 2. We have pre-high schools, class 3 to 10. We have the old high schools, class 6 to 10. We have composite schools, class 1 to 12. This fragmentation is the result of the government's recent school rationalization policy, GEO 117. The goal was to implement the national education policy, but the execution has created an administrative nightmare. Instead of streamlining education, we have split it into so many fragments that parents don't know where to send their kids and administrators don't know how to manage them.
The biggest disaster in this system is the creation of the 3 to 10 school. The government decided to detach classes 3, 4, and 5 from primary schools and merge them into high schools. On paper, this was to give subject-specific teachers to third graders. But in reality, look at what happened. Distance. You're forcing an 8-year-old child, class 3, to travel 2 to 3 kilometers to a high school instead of walking to the local primary school in their own street. This leads to dropouts because parents are scared to send little kids that far. Bullying and safety. You're mixing 8-year-olds with 15-year-old adolescents. The psychological environment of a primary child is totally different from a teenager. Putting them in the same compound exposes the younger ones to bullying and an environment they aren't ready for.
And what about the classes left behind? Classes 1 and 2 are now often left alone in the old primary school buildings, sometimes labeled as foundational schools. In many villages, these schools are run by a single teacher. If that one teacher gets sick or goes to a meeting, the school is effectively closed. Class 1 and 2 are the most critical years for learning to read and write. By isolating them from the rest of the system, we are neglecting the foundation. We are creating a system where the youngest children have the least supervision and the fewest resources.
Education needs stability, not constant structural experiments. By creating 4 or 5 different types of schools, the government has diluted the focus. We need a standard system, either a robust primary 1 to 5 and high school 6 to 10 system, or a complete single campus system 1 to 10 or 1 to 12. But this current mix and match approach is confusing for the teachers, dangerous for the primary students, and stressful for the parents. We need to stop shuffling students between buildings and start focusing on what happens inside the classroom.